Hello, one, hello, all. Welcome once again to Bones Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet. We get together, we talk about things that help us escape. Woo! I feel like all my audio problems have disappeared. They've gone away. I almost need to turn it down. Normally I'm in the green. I'm hitting yellow on Restream. It's loud. It's loud. What is it wrong? Change it. Fix it. You're
Defaulted. Oh, it's the output. There we go. There's the output. How about now? Did it go away? Nobody liked blaring, crazy, super loud audio? It's so funny. It's so funny because it like it's the same thing. It says default and then my line in, and I switch it from default line in to the actual line in, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what to do. Here you go. We can fix that. Cool. Cool. I don't know half the time. All right. Let's engage. Let's take a page out of somebody else's book. Someone else who makes a lot of money on YouTube. Someone else who's able to run shows well. Boom. Bingo. Poland. That poll's just gonna sit there. Gonna sit there forever. You thought I was on at 9. Did I write 9? Oh, I know why I wrote 9. I know why I wrote 9. Let's see if I did. Let's see if that is true statement. Yep, I wrote 9. That's funny. I wrote 9 because I was thinking about different time zones. But I'm here now, and you're here now, and we're all here together now. Fuck using that calendar. What do you mean fuck using that calendar? The calendar says 7. The calendar was the right one, isn't it? Hold on. Hold on. I'm pulling this up. I'm cracking my soda while it loads. I'm pouring some bitters into it. If I go to me, and I click calendar, and I click the link, it says 7 p.m. for me. Yeah, and then no stream next 15th. Yeah. Calendar was right. Calendar was correct. All right, we got lots of reviews to get through, and then we'll see if I get to any just spilled a little bitters on the desk here. And we'll see if we get to some racing. And at some point, I am awaiting a message that will bring the stream to an end. So I'm going to have my phone actually audible and in front of me. There we go. Okay, so much to review. Let's pull up our Annie list and let's go through everything that we have here. Okay. I need to talk about that one. Let's see. I already talked about those two. I talked about that one. Waiting on that one. Waiting on those. I saw that one, but didn't start it. Gotta go with this one. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Gotta open this one. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Gotta open that one. And then I click in that one too. There we go. I think that's everything. One of these I watched 2 of, though, right? Hold on. Hold on. Yes, I've seen 2 of these. 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those. Alrighty. Using your big headphones at work so you can drain your battery and reply to these reviews? Yeah, big headphone! Alright, number 1 show that I am going to talk about tonight. A Sign of Affection. This is, like, off of this image here, right? We're looking at this poster picture, and I'm picturing sort of a reverse harem. It's called Sign of Affection. It's called A Sign of Affection because she's deaf. She uses sign language. She speaks with her fingers, right? And off of this picture, I was like, yeah, it's kind of a reverse harem-y looking picture. They're kind of goofy looking. The character models are kind of silly looking when they are here, but they're very good at like doing a solid reaction or non-reaction image with the face. I really like it overall. And what happens at our very beginning is we are introduced to our main character, and the show does this thing where it goes back and forth between being like a normal show with all the audio and then cutting the audio out and having sort of a you know, flat line in the background anytime you sort of have her perspective of like what she's seeing around her. And she gets asked by a traveler on a train, where do I go? How do I get there? She's deaf. She's looking at him. She's like, I can't tell you. And then our white-haired boy here, Traveler's got this giant backpack. White-haired boy also has this giant backpack. And I was like, sweet, the backpack bros are going to figure this out together. And they figured it out. The guy went on his way. She says, you know, I can't, like, or she types, I guess, I can't hear, like, I'm deaf. And he's like, can you read lips? And she's like, kinda. And he starts talking like really slowly, and it's really cute. And then she realizes that this guy is actually in class with her friend, who's really cute. This short-haired person back here, just a short-haired Japanese woman. They capping all the time. It's perfectly natural, perfectly normal. And so she talks to her friend, is like, hey, can you get me his number? And she's like, oh, he works with the senpai that I like. Maybe I'll get his number too, and we'll go like to the place they work, and we'll do it. And so they go to the place they work, and the plan is that she's gonna get senpai's number, and she's gonna get other guy's number, and she goes, and it's really it's one of those things where I'm sure it's the kind of interaction that she's had, the kind of thoughts she's had like 100 times, but because it's our first time watching her, it's sort of that, you know, I wonder what they're saying. I wonder what they're talking. Oh, those people are foreign. I wonder what language they're speaking. I wonder what that language sounds like. You know, it's the kind of thing that if you're familiar with any sort of like deaf storyline at all, you've heard it before. But it's done very, very well when it has that sort of ringing in the background with the character speaking these things. And it's interesting that the voice actor is only speaking the thoughts of this character. The character doesn't speak. She's got little cochlear implants. I think she says she's been deaf since birth. So even if she can hear a little bit of something with the cochlear implants, not super common that you go from like, oh, I can hear a little bit of something to being an audible. You know, like if you've heard deaf people and they have that sort of, how are you? Because they don't really know how to like blow the air through their vocal cords. They just know how to mouth the shapes of everything. So it's pretty common for people to not want to do that because they people are like, I don't understand you anyway when you're speaking. And overall, I thought it was like a really fun little story, little like pop out of like, you know, here are these 2 college chicks. They're gonna go get these guys' numbers. They're gonna go start dating these guys, see if they like them. And you know, we kind of get introduced to our hairdresser boy, and I don't know who this is or this is. I'm sure we'll meet them later in the series. But overall, way different of a show than I was expecting. It looks like it's going to be very much so about her and this white-haired guy who speaks like 4 languages, which was pretty funny, except he doesn't speak sign language, and so she taught him like thank you, or I think it's It's like this. I don't know. She did some weird thing that wasn't like American Sign Language. Thank you. It was just real quick, touch your chin and like throw it forward. It was way more of like a head thing that she did for thank you. So I don't speak Japanese Sign Language. I barely know any American Sign Language, and so it'll be fun to watch. But I think it's being done very, very well. But talking about SLF and Toto from JJK. Okay, why Toto specifically? Brings big. No, I watch more than 2 shows. Don't worry. It's a Spider-Man Dead Girl Quest, but as a good anime. Deaf Girl Quest. What it feels like is a way less depressing version of the what was that anime about Deaf Girl? There was a movie, A Silent Voice, where they actually cast a deaf person to be the voice. And it was all about her being bullied and like getting over it and like the life transition that goes along with that. So it was really like kind of depressing, sad stuff overall with Silent Voice. This feels like the other half of I'm deaf, but I could still do shit in the world. And so I'm excited to see her do shit. The guy travels all over the place, and so like she wants to know how big the world is. It looks like it's going to actually be a fun little romance. Anime of the year? No way. Not with the way it looks. But it's good for some stills. Deaf show in the cell tablet phone era. The game has changed. Yeah, the like holding up a notepad to like talk to people, and then when her and her friend are talking at college, they're just texting each other right next to each other. Then when she goes to the restaurant to get her order, he like slides her a little whiteboard like here. Like it's adorable. It's a really well done little thing. Is it ASL? No, it's JSL. Happy you like the show. Comey can't communicate. Yeah, but like Comey can't communicate because she won't communicate. This chick is trying to communicate the best she can. Sounds like a Hallmark Toonami. Might be. Might be. Where are all the colorblind anime? True! So, when will my disability be represented on screen? Anime of the year. It's 8 days in the year. Calm down, Brandon. Is there anything this season so far that I think is anime of the year? No. Maybe in certain categories. Like you could easily see this, you know, you got a lackluster rest of the season. This could be your romance of the year. But anime of the year, not even close. Not even close. Stephen Hawking didn't fetish it on Epstein Island. It's not interesting. Midgets who are bad at math trying to do complex trig on a whiteboard that's too tall. Is the one that only used 3 colors. I hated that show. You're talking about Edema, wait, no, what was it called? Edie something? Duku. Iroduku. Here we go. It's called Iroduku. I don't like that word. That's a weird word. The world in colors. It was this one. Does anybody remember this one? I don't know. This one was just weird. Just weird. Like the at first it starts out like, "Oh, hey, it's just like me," where they're like, "Oh, you don't know the difference between those? oh, what did those look like? It was literally like my life. It was like, what do these look like? And then then it starts portraying colors as this magical world, and it's like, fuck you, anime. I don't need to know that there's another world out there that I can't enjoy. I hate you. Solve that differential. Romance for you is dangers in the heart with a heavy bias. Well, I'll tell you about my bias later, and I'm glad you said Solo Leveling because I just remembered that I did watch that, even though it's not on my like watch list. So let's get Solo Leveling, add to watching one, save. Ooh, burp. Okay. Fluffy Paradise. Fluffy Paradise, kind of what I expected, not quite what I expected. Obviously, we know it's going to be a cutesy feel-good about a girl who is, you know, enjoying fluffy, cute things, right? But we do have this dragon on the screen. So right away, you're kind of like, huh? Huh? What? And as it starts hyper like, don't do this to yourself, okay? No job is worth this, okay? Lady walks into her apartment, staggering home after work, and just collapses. Collapses and dies. Works herself to death and just dies in the entryway of her home. And she's like, oh, I worked myself to death. That sucks. And that's how it starts. Don't do this. Don't work yourself to death. It's not worth it. But she reincarnates, of course. The god is like, what superpower do you want? And she's like, I want to touch fluffy things. And he's like, okay. And so he essentially gives her the magical power of animal husbandry. Like any animal she sees and wants to pet will basically always let her do it. Which is a weird power in a world that has magic. But it's like normal magic. It's like ice, fire, lightning magic. And she has the power of, let me pet you. And the creature is like, yes, okay, sure, we can do that. She's a tiny child. The best part of the show is the way that they animate her little chibi legs. Like, she's got these little chibi legs that are just, they're like Powerpuff Girl legs. Like, they come down like this to this little like shape, and then they just sort of like draw the fact that like there's a shoe on the leg, like they give her like maybe like one of these, like this is what her legs look like, these little chibi legs. And in every scene they're just kind of goofy chibi legs, and you can't help but laugh when you see everyone who's drawn perfectly normally, like normal human proportions, normal human everything, and this little toddler just doink, 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 on these stupid little peg legs. You're like, ha ha, every time. The show is silly, it's cute, it's soft, it's fluffy, it's exactly what it says it is. Episode 1, episode 2, we actually get some evil behind the scenes machinations, which I think could be interesting. Like, if you watch this show and you're like, wow, this is really nice and relaxing, it's gonna be nice and relaxing. It's also gonna have some sort of political intrigue, so you won't be bored while you're relaxing with something that's just kind of fun, fuzzy, girl has magic power to just pet a dragon. I think you're getting a little bit of both. So I'm actually interested to keep up with it for a few more episodes just to see if the intrigue comes out immediately, or if they're like, hey, look, intrigue, and then they like go the other way and like, oh, I forgot about that one. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll give it a couple more, but I don't expect to finish this one this season. Peace Dragon, yeah. Bob of Jean, Niece Dragon, watch show, watch Shy. I think Fluffy will have you scroll in X, but every once in a while you'll be like, "Oh, hey, intrigue," and then you'll go back. Japanese got that Victorian work ethic. Yep. Is Tiger gonna have kids with the dragon like in Shrek? No, they call them something. They call them like mystical animals or like some. It's like a special magical creature where there's only certain creatures that are this special magic. Now we have the white tiger and we have the vermilion dragon. So, you know, I wonder what else it could be. But there's these special power animals. Daddy Bones was Salaryman. Egyptians used Hebrews. It's how they always do chibi legs. Yeah, but it's just chibi legs when everybody else is drawn normal is hilarious, I think. Them brews. Ba-ba-bum. What's up, DJ Ronnie? After these two shows, I'm wondering if the call Blaine's Escape Corner is waiting for is the guy bringing his man card back, or if he left it to start. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, okay? I wouldn't leave it at a Starbucks. I'd leave it at a Pete's. Holy Beast is the Crunchyroll. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Okay. Next. Mr. Villain's Day Off. I'm not beating the charges yet, Stu. Mr. Villain's Day Off. I didn't know what to expect with this one. Obviously it could go numerous ways. It's anime, so he could literally be like an evil villain, or he could just be like an angry guy. Or his name could literally be Villain-san. Like, that could have just been his name. But we open with intergalactic force trying to destroy humanity. And he's on the team. He's on the evil force team. He is Big Bad Villain Man from space. Who also kind of looks like Ganondorf when he's in his full villain form. Like Ganondorf Godzilla is what his evil form looks like. And he kind of transforms into this normal human-y form when he's on his day off. And it's literally about his day off. And the guy loves pandas. So he goes to the Ueno Zoo. I'm sorry, he goes to the Uenono Zoo because that's what they wrote to avoid the zoo being mad at them, I guess. And takes thousands of photos of pandas. He goes to the grocery store to get stuff to make curry, and they only have really hot curry. He doesn't like really hot curry, and he's going to destroy the world, and then a documentary about pandas comes on the TV, and he's like, I'll not destroy the world right now. It's freaking weird. We run into... Okay, so not only is he an intergalactic evildoer villain man, but also we have Power Rangers. We have a Super Sentai Rangers force that will fight against him. And he runs into the Red Ranger, whose special power is getting lost. The in one of the like most annoying tropes. They're just like, are you in the wrong place? And he's like, oh, can you help me find my way? And he like shows him his way. He's like, we had a truce today, so I'm not going to fight you. Because he doesn't want to fight in his day off. Because who does? Who wants to do their job on their day off? Nobody does. Nobody wants to do that. Also, some of the Power Rangers are children, which is weird. Like, I know that like our Power Rangers were like high school students, but at least that is a little more normal than having a Power Ranger that's like a actual child, like a little toddler. I don't know. They're probably six or seven looking. Who knows? It's a weird one. I'm gonna watch it a little bit more because you know, you got that Super Sentai tie-in. You're gonna get me. I'm there. I want to see some kind of Power Ranger fight. I want to get a little bit of his work. Like I like his outfit. His look is really cool. He look like I said. He looks like Ganondorf with like a Godzilla spinal tail thing coming off. It's a cool look. I want to see a little bit of the fight. Okay, we can get more days off, but give me a little bit of battle, just a little bit, please. So hopefully we get some of that in the coming episodes. Overall, I recommend most people don't watch this. This will bore most people. If you are done with this in the first 5 minutes, end it. Go somewhere else. It's the same. It's a repeating cycle. If you don't like the first 5 minutes of this show, you're not gonna like the rest of the show. So don't worry about it. Or his job as villain. It's like Love After World Domination without Destiny. Which, who wants to watch that? Who wants to watch that? I do a little bit, but I would rather have Destiny. Pandas are stupid. Probably. Most animals are stupid, I would say. Why are you watching Bookworm? Because Bookworm is boring. You guys are all chatting good. Elaine's escape corner.
I don't know who you are or why you keep being mean to me, but you need to be nice to me right now. Hey, I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're being so mean. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, be nice to me, Stu. Be nice to me. Panda's gonna rip off your arm and chew it and beat you to death with it? I ain't never seen no panda that looked dangerous. Tales of Wedding Rings. I have some issues with the way that it's cut initially because it goes, the prophesied day is here. Flashback. You're like, what? Why did we have this like 3-second intro scene if we're immediately cutting to flashback? Let's not do that, all right? Let's not do 3-second intro and then immediately cut to flashback. That was weird. I like the idea of some other world hiding their princess with us. I like we fast forward that. That's not like a real focus. Our focus is the time when the princess is going to go back to her land and so that she can do her princessly duties. I think it's funny that they actually named her Hime so that her entire time here, everyone is calling her princess. She seems nice. I have no problems with her as a character. Our other guy, best friend forever. It is such a classic anime. Like when Evangelion is making fun of other anime, they do the morning scene of this show. And anime is still doing it. Anime is still doing what Evangelion made fun of him for doing all those years ago. So really funny to me. I like that he there's this thing in anime where someone has a monologue, and in their monologue they're like, I don't even have to think about it. And it's like, why are you thinking about it then? You're like in the show, maybe time stopped and that's what we're hearing, but like we're hearing them say like things in their head. They're like, oh, they went to that other world. Man, should I follow them? I don't even have to think about it. It's like, well, stop thinking about it. Start doing about it. Luckily, he makes it. So the guy from our world who grew up with Hime on Earth, jumps through the portal when Hime goes through the portal to get back home and winds up in the royal court, and then a big monster attacks and is gonna kill him, and then she puts a ring on him and kisses him, and now he's got the power of the Lightbringer. literally Lightbringer. the evil monster creatures are called the Abyss, and his power is that any weapon he grabs gets the power of light. Just like the guy from Slayers where he's like, light come forth. This guy's just like, I am the Lightbringer. And he makes light every time that he's got a a sword or a weapon of some kind. And then he fights, and what's nice is he doesn't like he doesn't get like too weirded out about it for some reason. It's like, hey, you're gonna do this, and he's like, okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll protect you. I got this. And I'm hoping we get a little bit of characterization of like, oh, you know, it's gonna be harder than you think, and he'll get a little bit of that like, oh man, I gotta actually like think about this, because the first creature he killed, he literally just like swung a sword at and it disappeared. So we'll see. Maybe his power is omnipotent and he's able to just destroy any abyss creature. I hope it's not. I hope there is more of a battle, more of a fight, and it's less of a harem collection show and more of a actually dealing with the power sets that I've received so that I can save this world. I got to think if it's a manga or light novel that's good enough to get an anime, it's got to have some sort of extra little bit. It's not just going to be him OP the whole time. I hope we're past that as far as shows go. Cute scene of them in the bathtub because they are in the royal chambers now, and so when there's just one big bath for the royal couple, because she's an actual princess and now he's the prince. So Prince Lightbringer over here. I'm gonna keep watching it. I think it'll be fun. I think if I don't take it too seriously, it'll be even better. So we'll see. Oh, I love Slayer. Slayers is one of my probably first 10 anime that I ever watched was Slayers. Tomorrow is Magical Girls, is it? I'm not watching Magical Girls, but Wednesday is Waifu Wednesday.
I have to say, I loved Linkara places, and I saw Linkara, the great Linkara.
Where's the great Linkara?
I topped the fourth wall, and he talked about the
Where is he?
And we like that. It'll be out when it's out. It's okay.
Yep, it's true. It's out
Don't
when
you
it's out.
talk about me, you son of a bitch.
Who said that? What is that?
It's
What
me,
is that?
the Lightbringer.
Oh no!
Look, there he is.
There
he
he
is.
is.
Get him out of here.
Get
Get him
him.
the hell out of here. Then cuts to the artist beating shit out of him. Fucking ripping his jacket up. Throw him out in the cold. Don't give him his jacket.
Get
Don't
him out of
here.
Meanwhile, Doug Walker's just looking on, going,
He's going, build that wall!
I don't think he'd say that.
Classic Lightbringer clips. Thank you. So, I'm here. Tales of Wedding Rings. Should be fun. Hokkaido gals, Sugoku kawaii desu. Hontoni Sugoku kawaii. I rather loved this show. Romance of the season. Anime of the year. I'm calling it here. Hokkaido gals are super adorable. We got our boy who's from Tokyo who is getting transplanted up to Hokkaido and joining school up there. And he gets to Hokkaido, gets out of the taxi. He sees our main blonde girl here in her skirt. And he's like, what? It's freaking freezing up here. Why are you wearing a tiny skirt? And this is the craziest thing in Japan. I have been there for the winter. I've been in Hokkaido during the winter. Literally, Sapporo, Furano, Otaru, Noboribetsu, Hakodate, all of these cities, all of these Hokkaido cities, dead of winter, like January, February, and they still wear skirts. They're just like, oh, my legs don't have blood flow that keeps me cold. I'll be fine. It's insane. It's asinine. I wear shorts all the time, but that's because I'm not cold. That's because I'm not cold. That's insane. That's insane. She must be like me. Maybe she be. Maybe she be like me. She is very direct and outgoing like me. The way that she is interacting with this guy, and the way that he is falling for her is basically the reverse of me and waifu. I was the super direct, hey, come over, I like you. And then I hit her with a rock, drug her back to my caveman style. But I like it. I like the show. They meet immediately. She's really close. She's like, oh, because we're in Hokkaido, and you know it's cold, so we stay warm by me being close to you. And he's like, I feel your boobie. And it's like, yeah, it's okay, bro. She did it. She grabbed you. You can get to feel the boobie if she grabs you. And they're in the same class together. They get to share a blanket. Well, she shares her blanket with him, and then he imagines her on his lap, and then she smells the blanket. Big. Once he hands her the blanket back, it's pretty hilarious. It's freaking great. She invites him over, and in classic anime fashion, she's wearing like fun clothes, and he's like, oh, what is she wearing? And then she spills goop all over her clothes, and she has to change into even more promiscuous clothes. And he's like, how could she fall asleep wearing that? And it's just fun to see, like, the guy who's, like, he's the new kid. Because, like, you get two kinds of new kids, right? You get, like, nerdy-ass new kids, and you get, like, really cool guy new kids, right? There is no in-between when it comes to the new kids here, right? So this guy's new kid, who, on the inside, nerdy, dumb, not cool, but because he's new, and it's such a podunk town in Hokkaido, she's like, I like you, new kid. And just boom. It's great. I love this show. Dude sniffing blankets? No. He borrows her blanket in class because everyone in class has blankets. And he's like, oh, I didn't bring a blanket. I'm going to freeze. She lets him borrow a blanket because she always brings two, and she's feeling pretty warm today. And when they're done with class, he folds it up and hands it to her, and she grabs it, Fuyuki, and just goes, it's really great. It feels like she genuinely likes him, and his reactions are pretty reasonable, having known her for 2 days. Yeah, she's like immediately, I like you, you're mine, and just like rubs her scent all over him. And he's like, I don't know. I want this. I really want this. But is this what's happening? Like, it's great. Falling for a girl in the first episode, so we don't have to wait 12 episodes. Other way around, girl knocking him out and dragging him back to her. Her cave. I love it. I am most excited to meet Whitehair, though. I love main Hokkaido girl. I love the way that she's introduced. I love the way that she interacts. I love all of her energy. I love all that, right? Some of the little like teasing preview of Whitehair, I feel like that's going to be the best character in this series. So, very, very excited for this. I am glad I am watching it. On the other side of the table, Solo Leveling. In a world where dungeons are now portals all over, and in those portals are monsters that you can't shoot with a gun, but some people have a special power that will let them kill the monsters with swords and clubs and shit, even though it's the modern world. We've found some sort of mana stone every time you kill one that you can sell for money. And there's a chance we can use the mana stones for energy, which I think you all know what that means. Operation Dungeon Freedom is a go, baby! We got a energy source we're gonna exploit on the other side of those portals!
Capitalism, ho!
Woohoo! This sounds like they could use some freedom!
The entire world belongs to America.
It's true. It's true.
Oh yeah, you remember the meme of that?
Which one?
Oh, the entire world belongs to America. Where are we supposed to go?
Yes. So I'm assuming you watched the first of Solo Leveling.
I watched the first episode, everything except for the Oroka Natenshi wa Kuma, and the one show Leon likes with the fox guy.
Oh, you haven't watched the Momo House or whatever?
Which one was that? What was it?
That's the fox.
Oh yeah,
guy,
yeah,
isn't
okay,
it?
yeah, I did. Yeah, Demon
Yeah.
House, Prince of the Demon
Okay.
House. That's the one show I didn't watch, and the one show that came out today, which was the Foolish Angel Dance with the Devil. Yeah, those are the
Okay.
only two shows I haven't watched.
Okay, Solo Leveling. Let's get it. Let's say this first, okay? Japanese voices saying Korean names is just weird sounding. I don't know how to get over this.
Hook.
It's because that W sound is usually used for like a kid pronunciation. So anytime you hear Jinwoo, Sungwon, all these kind of like wah names, it sounds like a kid saying it. And I think that's why my brain doesn't like it. Overall, I just don't know if like the setting and the idea is that interesting. Because we're introduced to our main protagonist boy, potentially main boy, sucks.
Yeah, he is.
And is always getting his
Yeah.
ass beat, and healers are just like a constant tether to make sure that he doesn't die by looking at someone wrong.
She's like, you should probably stop doing this because you suck.
Mm-hmm.
Effectively, she didn't say it as mean as that, but she kind of implied it.
And it's
how
all
long are
very
you gonna
like,
keep doing this?
warning, this guy is going to get some sort of power to make it so it's okay that he hunts. They call them hunters.
Yeah.
I just should have been a 2-episode premiere. I think it should have, with as many 40-minute episodes, 1-hour episodes, hour-and-a-half episodes we've had to start series. It would make sense with this one to get to the leveling part of Solo Leveling, and through what I'm assuming is going to be some sort of death game in this chamber, because everyone that's there, it's like,
They're really stupid.
I don't really have a sense of this is my main character, other than that's the one that we've heard their inner monologue of, right? That's the only real difference between all of these people.
Well, and the reason he's a main character is because he's the most pathetic human being possible, and they want to be able to relate to their user base.
Oh, of course. The Korean
Solo
user base.
Leveling is a power fantasy. By far the number one most popular thing in Korea. It's not even close.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Koreans consume power fantasies, and that is like there is a mix. Like isekais are quite popular in Japan. That is like the power fantasy genre of choice, basically. That's like the
Right.
popular one right now. Pretty similar for Korea, except the way they flip it around is they often have like Solo Leveling, not all the time, but often. They have the fantasy world coming into the real world, which is very much what happened in Solo Leveling. Like monsters come from a portal on the other side, coming over, sort of like Gate or whatever.
Yeah.
I did not read any of the manga for this. I did look at the Reddit thread reacting to it. Everybody said, the action's amazing. There's some great stuff. And the most generous takes were that the story's mid and nothing else except for the action matters. And other people are saying, yeah, everything except the action is genuinely terrible.
I don't even know if the action is any good. Like,
I think the start was quite good. Like what they opened with, if they actually keep up that quality, that's good.
Oh,
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that opening ant fight.
because it didn't have anything that connects with the rest of the show
yeah.
at all.
I was
Dude.
thinking about him like rolling away from goblins, and I was like,
So yeah,
I mean, it was just
basically-
kind of some shitty Dark
Oh no,
Souls game, like-
oh yeah, it was really shit. The actual stuff
And
during the
then-
middle of the episode, that was
And
terrible.
then when they're in the like chamber and the statue moves, but you don't ever see it move, and
Yeah,
you're like,
it's just-
okay, cool, yeah.
No, I think the show's gonna crash and burn. I think the show's probably gonna be terrible because I don't think they're gonna keep up the animation quality. They're gonna have like 2 good fights in the whole season. I think that's a problem with why they put that fight. It feels like
That
the
little
fight was
ant
put in
fight.
there specifically to at the start. The fight was put in the start to make it so you don't fall asleep.
I should have stuck it in the middle.
Yeah. It feels like they want to try catch you with their animation because they weren't doing any of it in the rest of the first episode, and they didn't, for some reason, sync 2 episodes together, like Shum was saying. It doesn't really make sense at all as a single episode premiere.
Ant
There's-
colony arc is seasons away.
There is nothing to
There's ants here.
there is nothing to connect you to like grab you in from the first episode. It is a terrible first episode.
I think a better first episode would have been starting with him injured, like in a hospital, and then being like, here's how I got here. So we just kind of immediately see him. We immediately see his background of how he got in the hospital. We're attaching to how
Sean
weak
talked
he
about
is.
this. Just the opening, a little confusing at the start, jumps from present day to 3 years ago, then 10 years ago, then to present day. In the first half of the episode, it's just not a good way to open. It's just like you keep jumping around, like you're supposed to care about these things, but you don't get any time with them when you need to have like something flowing together to actually lead to a point where you get your hook at the end of the first episode.
It's like the exact opposite of the Sasuke and Peeps, right? Where Sasuke and Peeps keeps changing, keeps turning, and you're still with it each time.
Yeah,
whereas this one, it's
quite
like
fun. Yeah,
you go to like suddenly the guy's touching a black orb and getting his like level measured, and then there's people with like clipboards and contracts, so like join our team, and then we jump from there to like the strongest person apparently who saves a person from having their purse snatched. Like what? And she jumps on top of a light pole and runs away, and you're like,
she is a
who?
woman that has an ass, I guess, but there's no other reason for it to be included though. At the start of the show.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's like the most powerful. All I saw her do was a flip. I seen Jackie Chan do what she did 1,000 times. I don't think she's so special.
it looks fine. It's decently animated, but the story wise, it doesn't connect at all. It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't really help.
You're very like,
It's just
okay,
out of
but
place.
Why?
Yeah, it's not like this can't be enjoyable, but the way they presented it was really bad.
Juhi Lee. Jin Ho Yu.
That's another thing about like Korean names is because of the way they have it split up, because they have like the Ju, the Jin, and like all this stuff. It sounds very different. It's just weird to us listening to names like that because it's like said in 3 separate parts oftentimes. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's 3 separate words, but it's said into 2 parts.
She is an S rank, good with swords, but her main power is smell, which is mana monster detection. And how did having 2 dudes on a moped drive at her do a flip over them and grab the purse that they had stolen, hand the purse back, and then jump on top of a light pole and run away? Tell me that she's anything other than the S rank adventurer, because they said, oh, it'll be fine. You can get whoever you want. We already have the top-ranked adventurer, Bing Bong Blue. And then they go to Bing Bong Blue, and it's like, oh, there she is. I guess she can jump and flip.
They don't actually present her powers because, you know, the idea that you can smell monsters, like, that sounds like a useful power, the fact that you can detect enemies.
Yeah, maybe someone would have said, like, man, it really stinks with all these monsters in here. Like, that would have been a nice line. I had no idea. But also, we don't even learn about her, like, other power.
No, we don't learn anything about her. We just learn that she exists. That's all it is.
Yep. We get to see her image.
I'm going to see what kind of action they put out in the next couple episodes, but I'm not going to watch the whole season. I can almost guarantee it.
I think I'll finish whatever the chamber is they're in, and if it doesn't catch me by the end of this chamber, then I'm out. But if the chamber is just like,
I've heard nothing but
everybody
bad
gotta
things
die.
about soul leveling, and it seems really generic, and that's what everybody says.
You won't learn about her for a while. Well, fine.
Yeah.
But why did we see her?
But yeah, you talked about the A Sign of Affection. That was one of my favorites.
Isn't it good?
Yeah. Like it's
like,
extremely well made.
it's I don't know. I don't know why it's so surprising, but so many of the times when you get those sort of like one-off, here's the thing I want to talk about, it surrounds itself with this sort of fluffy haze that makes all of the scenes sort of feel like storybookish, and it's never really that like that real of events that are occurring. And while we have like our author who is obviously making, oh, this person will meet this person and we will have them do like solve this problem. Everything is being coordinated. This one just feels very much more real of like, yeah, two friends in college want to like go on dates, and so they're gonna meet up with friends.
Yeah, I rated all the shows that I watched so far. Was there any you wanted to ask about? So here was a couple ones that I dropped. The Tank one, The Wedding Ring, Death Ability, and Gush Hair Magical Girls, of course.
Okay, Tank one. I've been looking at that one a few times. I haven't started it because I think the tank guy looks dopey.
You
Why
could
did
ask
you
Pops
drop
more
it?
about it because he actually finished the episode. I dropped it because it did a really generic thing. It was very generic at the start. They did one thing about it is the fact that it seems to be pretty hard on like the MMO stat kind of thing that all the characters are talking about, like these skills, stats, and whatnot. But it seems more like a actual fantasy world. It's just like a really weird way for characters to talk about things in what I assume isn't a fantasy, not a video game. Let me see if they have any tags for
Tank
that.
one wants to go on to Bank's sister. That's not my
It
demo.
only has a tag
Me
for
neither.
magic.
Dropping it.
Oh yeah, I forgot I want to. go
You're
to the
rooting
other
for him?
tab.
Oh no, Pop!
Yeah, you can ask Pops more about it if you want to hear more from him because, like I said, you watched the full episode. Yeah, Shielder side. The party leader is like, I'm gonna kick you out because I don't like you because you are now worth less because your shield lost durability in the last battle and you don't know how to use the skill properly. All the jargon about the games,
Yeah.
all the game jargon in there just annoyed me, and how blatantly evil the character was acting, and like the way they drew him. Does he appear on here? No, he doesn't. Yeah, his ex-party leader, I suppose, was just extremely annoying, and I can't take something seriously when the villains are written that poorly.
Yeah.
The only show I have rated decently that did that was the one villainous show this season. That's the only show that had like an over-the-top evil bad person that I didn't hate.
Which one was the villain?
The villainous show, I'll go back to this. It was the Seventh Time Loop. Because it
Gotcha.
does the classic thing where it's like, I am breaking my engagement with you. You will be cast out from the kingdom.
Right.
Very generic, pretty annoying. I got over that mostly because I was interested in the idea because she went through 7 time loops and they talked about a couple of them where she became a merchant in this one, she became a doctor in this other one, then she also became a knight in one of them. She did a lot of physical training like her 6th one. And then when she got to her 7th loop, I'm tired of it. I need to get some more training and stuff like that. She was like relating because she has all these previous memories of her previous times. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm mostly keeping on because I think it could be fun. The first episode was not anything special. I expect I could enjoy it more later, but mostly for the setting and like the concept and was actually presented. It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, back to the Shield show.
yeah,
That's why I dropped.
back
Is
to
like I did not like the. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I did not like the way the main guys presented. I didn't like the dialogue, the way they were talking to each other felt extremely stilted. So I was just like, man, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this. So I just dropped it. Just dropped it immediately. I think I gave it like 6 minutes.
Okay. And then instant death power.
Yeah. So this bus full of kids gets teleported to another world.
Right.
All of them except for like 4 of them, the main guy and the girl that's with him. Open up a little tab here so I can go over. Yeah, except the main guy, that girl, and like 2 other students that get killed off. They are the ones that don't get powers. All these students get like these special abilities in different classes and whatnot. They have like 1 power. It's like he has the healer power. He has actually it's not 1 power, but it's a class. Yeah, blah blah blah. They get different stuff. There's one guy who gets commander power, and he's like more intelligent or whatever. And he's like, okay, to get out of our situation, I'm going to sacrifice the 4 students who did not get a power. We're going to leave them in the bus to be eaten by a dragon that's coming in an hour. Because the lady who teleported them there specifically wanted to get people with powers, and she doesn't care about the ones that don't survive. They just aren't strong enough. So she's like, figure it out yourself, guys. Good luck. And then the way the students decide to figure it out is they're going to leave some of their friends to die as bait because they don't have powers.
That makes sense.
That's incredibly evil.
Yeah, let's cut the chaff, Just,
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't like that. And then when the guy used his instant death ability to kill the dragon, it did this really silly flop over the top of the bus when it showed just like smashed right into it and crushed them. So I was like,
it just
that's really
suddenly
silly.
weighs nothing. It's
yeah,
like,
basically it was going straight for the bus. He kills it, and then it just like woo! It just does a little loop-de-loop over
just
it.
ragdolls.
It looks really stupid watching the show because that's the reason I
like the
remember
old
that part.
Havoc engine.
And the thing I really hated was 3 of the guys came back to the bus, and they were talking about how they wanted to use one of the guy's necromancer powers to revive the girl and then rape her.
Oh, good.
So he killed all 3 of them. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
man.
dead. They're dead.
Why so evil? Like what?
That's what I mean. Is like these people were friends like 15 minutes ago. These people were classmates. And now they're like, man, I wish I could rape that. I wish I could rape her.
Goodness.
It's just like terrible. I cannot get along with a show that's that lazy in writing a villain. It feels like they're not going to write anything else well. So why should I keep up with you if you're going to just take the easiest way out possible at all opportunities?
You saw a lot of people drop the Instant Death show. I saw a couple people that were watching or watched the first episode of Instant Death, and then were like, if they make it so that like he has people he doesn't want to kill, and it gets a little more interesting with that, I'll watch it. But otherwise, not. Was sort of my hearing from people. And then your last drop was
The last drop was Tales of Wedding Rings.
Tales
I
of
didn't
Wedding
like it.
Rings. Gotcha.
No, I thought the main character sucked. One thing I really hated was the art style. The more the show went on, the more I hated his stupid looking face. It was drawn off models so often that it felt like it was intentional.
I thought it was.
It consistently kept changing. His face just kept morphing into something different.
Maybe you just forgot what he looked like last time.
I mean, that's the thing is, it's not congruent. It's not like it's changing to a different thing back and forth. It's just different all the time. Yeah, I thought the art was quite bad. I hated the fact that he couldn't just say "I like you." He didn't say that one time in the entire episode. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah, he couldn't even say like "I like you." He got cut off every time, and he never said anything.
Together,
yeah,
and he was like, "Nice."
I was more upset the first 2 times he tried to do it. Like the first time when he was just at the like festival with her and he just didn't say anything, and then he was gonna say it when they're watching fireworks, and the fireworks go off like 3 miles away, and you can't even hear them. She's like, "Boo, boo, boo." And he still couldn't say it, even though she was talking to him in a normal speaking voice. He just didn't say anything. That really annoys me.
I see.
Yeah. See, I didn't have anything I liked about it, really.
I liked it. I thought they worked well together. I thought they were fun.
I didn't really
I'm
like
excited to
her.
see
I
where
don't
it
like the
goes.
girl's attitude either, honestly.
What? Why not?
The way she kept taking it's like, it's not like I actually like you. It's not like we're actually like married. It's just like custom baka. But then she also goes against that like immediately.
Oh my god. Are you a Karane lover too? And you're gonna tell me that you don't like It's not like I like you, Baka?
No, but she just put a wedding ring on him and they just got married.
Why?
Yeah, because she said.
Why did
Oh
she
yeah,
do
because
that?
she says like, you're just kind of there, and I just, I saw a familiar face, so I just went for it. It's not like
She
I even
literally
like you.
said, I've known you my whole life,
Yeah.
and I just met him, and I would rather put a ring on somebody I know better.
Yeah, she doesn't
That's
trust
adorable.
She doesn't trust her grandpa. That's what she's actually saying. She doesn't trust her patriarch,
Who?
and she's a woman.
Who would trust the arranged marriage
I would trust
over
her
the guy you live
Oh,
with?
I trust the guy I've known for the past like 8 years of my life. I don't trust my grandpa who's raised me from birth.
No, I don't trust old man grandpa. He's senile. You see that prince?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
That's
like,
literally the prince from Shrek.
Oh yeah, the prince was a total cuck too. He's
Exactly.
like,
You would put a
I
ring
see-
on that instead of
so
our
Disney. I see how it is. So
Japanese
Disney.
guy.
And the grandpa just like gets immediately distracted when there's a demon in front of him. He's like, "What's that? Why are you here, protagonist? I thought you were back in the
Well, he wasn't-
Hokkaido."
Yeah, exactly. We had to see the Lightbringer come forth.
Yeah, there's so many things that annoyed me in that show.
Yeah, that's just because you know what? If you listen to more shows like this, you do better with love. This is my secret. This show is my secret. Trust me.
Yeah.
All you got to do is be there and have a face that's always changing. It works.
Yeah, we already talked about some of the other ones like Ponomichi, Ashura, and Fluffy Paradise. I watched the second episode of that. Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
It's okay. I'm
It's
probably
weird
just
that I'm
gonna skip it.
enjoying it. It's
Yeah.
weird that I'm enjoying watching.
It's not bad. It's just I don't really care. like-
Ponomichi, you didn't have any subs where I was watching it for.
Oh
a
yeah,
while.
it
So it
somebody
just
else
got
that
those
subbed
today.
it. It was from Billy, I believe.
Yeah,
is where got
I
mine.
just got those today, so I'll be watching that one tomorrow probably.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't teach you more of the mahjong. I guess it could be kind of
I'm curious to
off-putting
see
for people that don't care like mahjong or mahjong.
Yeah, I'm curious to see knowing mahjong if I really enjoy it. If they just play and it's like, oh yeah, that's what they're doing, like the yakuza and
The thing is, they don't show the mahjong that much, which is
Oh, that's
weird. Yeah, because I actually went to play like the mahjong solitaire, and I was like, oh, you just match the blocks and stuff, and I was like, oh, I get it. I get how this works now.
Yeah, you just have to know the different hands. That's the only trick.
Yeah. So I mean, I could see myself enjoying mahjong, but they didn't do that much to actually present it. It was mostly just about the girls like kind of having fun messing around, which
Nice.
is kind of what you would expect. But I thought they were going to show more of the mahjong. Even
So-
though I didn't really care like going back for other stuff like what was the storyteller kind of show? You know, like the one with the Tanuki, and there was another one that like that, the Rakugo. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rakugo Shinjo.
Like I don't care for Rakugo, but I think I could probably enjoy a show about mahjong.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
So
so-
far this season, what's your top? Go's
Yeah.
a different game, Pop. Get out of here.
Yeah, I just watched this time for Torture Princess, and that was the highest effort show I've seen this season.
And you like it?
Yeah, I think it was quite good. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, there's no way. I
It
put
is quite
Delicious in
obviously.
Dungeon in front of
Yeah,
Chained. Did you watch Sasuke and Peeps?
yeah, I did.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I didn't like care for it as much as you did because I don't identify with the main character because I'm not old.
God, I hate you.
I do
Oh,
like
no,
his
no, no,
apprentice
no.
in the psychic building, though, in the government foundation. I liked her, or not the apprentice, but her
Caked on makeup, youth.
his senpai in the psychic club.
I see.
She was high energy and enjoyable, like a
Nice.
real go-getter. Yeah, so it was fun watching her. I thought it was a decent show with like Sasuke and Peeps. I enjoyed most of my time with it. There were some nice little jokes. I didn't think it was super exceptional.
I like the way it's able to like keep everything going, and be consistent while it's taking like drastic changes. Because at first you're like, worn out worker gets a pet. Tale as old as time. I know 1,000 friends that have, it was kind of lonely, so I got a cat. You know, something like that. Then now we are here with a pet, and then the pet is a reverse isekai creature, and then all of a sudden we got magic powers, and we're doing international cross-dimensional trade, and then we got superpowers societies with like it just the way it goes from like nothing to this exponential buildup in that 40 minutes is just it's great.
Yeah, I didn't really think the real world to other world was better than 80,000 gold. I think it did better
because I
at-
didn't like 80,000 gold.
That's because you don't identify with children. You're too old.
It's true.
For me, one thing it did pretty well is it didn't have any bad lulls where just like nothing was happening.
Yeah.
It didn't have bad repetitious segments where it's like, man, I kind of don't want to watch this anymore. That was one thing it did pretty well. That's something I would praise it for because there's a
Got
lot
it.
of shows that even if I enjoy it, it can fall into a bad trap because it's just sometimes hard to lose where you're going.
That's true. I've received the text. So short stream tonight. Any last thoughts on the
Oh yeah,
episode
the
so
one
far
the
this
one
week?
show I did want to talk about was The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic.
Okay. Yeah, the
'Cause,
not
yeah, you didn't check this one
redo.
out, right?
No, I have not watched this one yet.
So yeah, this one feels like a bait and switch. It feels like they deliberately made the start of the show bad. Deliberately, we're trying to throw
Just
you off
on
the scent
purpose?
in terms to fool you. It feels like it could still suck. It could actually be just terrible, but it starts out with the generic of the generic. You have your main character guy. I said that if you changed his hair color, he would be a new, totally original character. And he looks almost identical to his other classmates. It's just the same character. They look exactly the same with a different hair color. The haircut is a little bit different, of course, but that's how it goes. And then we have the main girl who is just nothing. It's just like it's a character that's there.
What? Did he
Sorry,
disappear?
I had to cut off for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was
then
like-
there's main girl who is just
whose connection?
yeah. She is anime character girl. We go through the motions. We talk about, hey, we got school. We're doing in the school. These are the popular kids. And then he gets left out in the rain, and these kids, and they show up, and they're like, hey, we have an extra umbrella for you. Why don't you take my umbrella? And you can walk to the station with us. He's like, oh, wow, these people are so cool.
Gotcha.
And then there's a ding dong, and they're like, "Hey, Usato, do you hear the bells?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then they get summoned to another world.
New spoiler. Woohoo! I wish it was new spoiler. No,
Yeah,
different.
They
Different
get
thing.
summoned to the other world, and she immediately starts freaking out. It's like, "Wait, we're getting isekai? We're in an isekai? Oh my god, I've been waiting for this. We're gonna fight a demon lord! Woo!" And she's just getting pumped. She's like super excited for this. She is a massive anime fanatic, apparently. Right. They just bring that out. And then we get the
I do like that that's
guy.
a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the classmate guy, he literally does not know what's going on. He doesn't know what isekai is. He doesn't watch anime, despite being a Japanese student. He only focuses on school. And so he said, I was like, I demand you bring us back to our dimension right now. And they're like, lol, no. And Usato's trying to talk to his friend. He's like, or his classmate. He's like, whoa, calm down. It's okay. He's like, I don't. And he's talking to the girl. He's like, I don't think he understands what's going on here. I don't think he's really aware. And then they do their magic test to see what magic they got. They go through a thing. And then he gets this like weird one that makes the court magician, whoever it was, just girl with glasses. I don't even know if she's on here. Yeah, she isn't even on the main page. She's not going to show up again, probably. But yeah, the court magician like freaks out and takes him back to the king, and because he has a super crazy magic. Oh wow, this random character who actually wasn't supposed to be summoned. He just accidentally got added to them, added to their group. Mm-hmm. You know, normal isekai stuff is like this guy who wasn't meant to be there is actually the OP one. And it turns out it's because he has healing magic. And nobody has healing magic except for Rose. Rose is one of the only people who has healing magic. And she doesn't use it to be healing magic. She uses it to be a superhero.
Gotcha.
The whole sequence after like he gets to, or his power gets revealed is very good. And it felt like a different show. It's pretty well animated. It's nice to see like a muscle mommy, you know.
There's a muscle mommy, good.
That's Rose. Basically,
everybody loves that.
I guess you don't get a better picture here. I could bring it up, but that would take some more time.
Nah, you're good. I'm rapping.
I really like the whole sequence where Rose basically kidnaps him because she's like, "I'm gonna teach him how to really use healing magic." So yeah, it might just be terrible, but you know, I think it actually could be pretty fun because it feels like it was a setup. Blaine hated it. Blaine despised it.
I didn't even watch the show.
Yeah. Yeah, you can check it out and see what you feel.
I'll check it out. I'd heard that it was just like redo of Healer, but like safe for work, so I wasn't sure if that was true
very,
or not, so
very different as far as I know.
I'll give it a shot if that's true, and we'll see what I think. Got a lot of more stuff coming out before tomorrow. Tomorrow I want to only slightly review the Destiny Alex Jones J6 debate. And I say slightly review, and I say Destiny and Alex Jones because everyone else in that debate doesn't matter. Everybody else in that debate was just like boring. I don't really care. I just like lock Destiny and Alex Jones on a panel together, and that would be some great entertainment. So I hope we get that someday. I have set it up so that when this stream ends, it should pop over to Angry Canadian. So let him know that you're all good, or you're all getting kicked over there from me. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Go enjoy some anime and escapism, and watch a Canadian in Japan build Legos. Kampai, everybody.